guys, welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be doing a video on 3 paleo weight loss mistakes you might be making that could be sabotaging your weight loss.
Yeah. So before we start, we thought we'd mention that for us, we treat a paleo diet as a way of life. It's not for us, specifically for weight loss purposes, although people do use the paleo diet and have success for their weight. For us, it's a lifestyle choice.
Yeah, neither of us really came to paleo for the reasons of losing weight. It was more just to get healthier.
Yeah. But if weight is something that you're interested in along the way, we have picked up a few tips and insights into why people don't have the weight loss that they're looking for in a paleo diet. So we thought we'd share those with you today and hopefully you find them helpful.
So the first mistake that you might be making is that you're over snacking on nuts. So nuts are really great, they're really healthy, they contain polyunsaturated fats, monounsaturated fats. They can be a really good snack for you if you're hungry. But the problem is that nuts also tend to be easy to overeat.
And they're very high in energy or high in fat.
Yeah,
so
they're
high
an
in
energy-dense little package. And when you consider the way that we used to eat nuts, right, because they're in a hard shell, they're hard to get to. I actually watched an episode of Naked and Afraid, right? If you've ever seen this show, they're these people that are naked, they have to live on an island. It's pretty entertaining.
It's like a survivor show.
Yeah.
Is that the one with Bear Grylls?
No, not Bear Grylls. But there was one episode where they came across an almond, and it was one almond, and this guy spent all day trying to break open the shell so that he could get this nut. And the amount of energy that he had to expend to get the one nut, was probably more than it supplied. Just the idea that we usually didn't eat them out of a huge bag of nuts,
So it can quickly add up. If you're snacking throughout the day mindlessly, you're not really even hungry, you can really be taking in a lot more energy than you think you are, especially macadamias.
I think
they're
it's
so good.
The mouthfeel as well. If they're very crunchy, it triggers parts of your brain that just really like that crunchy
satisfying.
And salty if you're eating them salted. So yeah, it can become a problem quickly. So if you are going to be snacking on nuts, a good way to manage how much you're eating is just to go by a handful size. So whatever you can fit in the palm of your hand. It also helps if they are activated just for your digestion and stuff like that.
So that means they're soaked.
Yeah, the activated almond thing.
Yeah, so that means they're soaked so that they're easier to digest all the phytic acid and other anti-nutrients that are on the outer shell of the nut can come off into the water and you rinse that off.
I'd just be careful with how much nut butter you're eating as well. So it can be really tempting to just get in there with a spoon and just keep going. And some days I do kind of do that still. Yeah. But if you're having problems with losing weight, that is definitely an area that you can look into.
Yep. So our second mistake is processed paleo foods and desserts. So now that paleo has become a really popular diet, and that's great, more people learning about eating real normal food. The demand for more portable foods and things that you can take with you on the go has also increased. And I think that's really opened up this market for more processed forms of
that are
paleo foods.
Yeah, that are generally really high in sugar and fat, which, when you're hungry, you do want some good fats and stuff, but...
And they go by the label that they're natural sugars, which is true, but having a bar that's full of honey, maple syrup and crushed up nuts, it's a high hit of fat. And
that's
sugar.
what our brain likes.
Yeah. And also the paleo desserts, I don't think that desserts should be a big focus of the paleo diet. I mean,
we do like to do desserts here on this channel though, because it's fun and you want to still be able to bring friends over and make something nice and do something
on a daily
fun.
basis.
Yeah.
The expectation of eating some kind of fudgy wudgy thing after dinner, it's a bit much. If you want something sweet for dessert, you could always have some berries. Or
I still eat chocolate.
Yeah, I have chocolate
I still like to eat chocolate.
But it's these nut flour creations that have got a lot of fat and then they've got some kind of sweetener in it. It's a bomb.
It's we mixed up some whipped dates with some crushed nuts and it's just a recipe for weight gain, unfortunately.
Yeah, so if you're trying to lose weight, just be aware that if you're eating a lot of prepackaged paleo foods that you might want to cut down a bit and just go back to basics. Have some snacks that are just fruit or a handful of nuts like we said before. Really. Because all these combinations of different milled up.
Yeah, well they're essentially just processed. Okay, so the last mistake that you might be making is you're eating for emotional reasons, so emotional eating. This is a big problem for a lot of people. It kind of doesn't matter whatever kind of diet you go on. It could be a vegan diet, vegetarian diet, any kind of diet that you're doing. If you're eating for reasons other than hunger, often you can be putting on weight.
I mean, it would only be too easy if it was as simple as like just you ate when you were hungry and these were the right foods to eat. Like, we can know what we're meant to eat, but when it comes down to it, like we're mindlessly snacking or eating things because we don't want to feel a certain emotion, or you're having a hard day and you don't want to do some certain activity, and then you sort of
when we say
push that to the back of you.
Sometimes when people think of emotional eating, they think of the person crying with the bucket of ice cream, but an emotion can be anything that you're feeling. If you're feeling anxious, when I feel anxious, I know that's when I'm going to reach for the nut butter with the spoon. Or if you're feeling even bored, if it's a feeling that you don't want to have,
I do the bored eating, and so then instead of addressing the boredom, I just shove my face with chocolate or something.
Yeah.
And it's super common, especially like...
We're all human, right? Like, it's not like we do things perfectly.
No. So if you're eating a paleo diet and, you feel that you're sticking to all the, different rules or things about what's good or not right for your body to eat, and you're still putting on weight, have a look at your day. Are there times in your day where you're feeling anxious or you're feeling a bit bored or frustrated, and that's when you're reaching for that little hit to make you, not address the problem that's there, because that could be the source of the weight gain, and it's not really the diet so much as wrong, it's just the quantity. So emotional eating is quite a complex issue to solve, obviously, because there's emotions that you're not wanting to feel and you're using food to avoid that. And the moment you move off from food, it could be something else. It could be shopping or seeing friends or exercising too much. There can be all different avenues, even things that you would think are good, but they're all sort of just ways of avoiding feelings that you don't want to feel.
And we're not talking here about like major eating disorders either. Like, that's not what we're going into here. We're just going into more of like, when they say eating disorders versus like disordered eating, like if you just have strange patterns of eating.
So if you wanted to see a video about emotional eating in more detail, maybe leave us a comment and we'll think about doing a video on that.
Okay guys, so that wraps up this video. If you want to see any more paleo weight loss videos in the future, leave us a comment below, because we would like to get into this topic. I know that some people are quite interested in weight loss. Other than that, we hope that you enjoyed this video. If there's anything that you want to ask, or if you got anything out of this, tell us below as well. And of course, always give this video a like, because it helps our channel to grow and reach more people.
That's about it. I hope you have a good day.
Bye.
See ya.
Today we're sharing 5 healthy lifestyle tips. So our first tip is to start with a healthy breakfast.